Kai stepped off the sleek shuttle onto the shimmering surface of Zoria. The sky glowed with two suns, painting the crystal towers of the alien city in gold and pink. The air was warm, but smelled of a strange, sweet scent, like flowers mixed with spices. Everywhere he looked, beings of all shapes and colors moved gracefully through the streets. Some floated, some walked on multiple legs, and some even glided on light trails above the ground. He adjusted his simple explorer suit and took a deep breath. Humans were rare visitors to this planet, and Kai knew that most Zorians regarded them as weak. That was fine with him. Humans had survived on Earth against challenges far greater than floating towers and alien armies. He smiled to himself. Tonight, he would show them that humans could be clever and brave. The shuttle ride had dropped him at the Grand Palace. Its doors were made of glowing crystal, and intricate patterns moved across the walls as if alive. Kai had been invited to a royal ball. Invitations to such events were rare for humans. He did not expect to be treated as a hero yet. He expected to be studied like a rare creature. Inside, the palace was even more astonishing. Light reflected off crystal chandeliers, creating rainbows in every corner. Elegant alien guests moved in harmony to a soft music that seemed alive. Their bodies shifted in ways humans could not imitate, showing strength and grace in every movement. Kai took careful steps, trying to blend in. Then he saw her. Princess Nira stood at the center of the hall. She was taller than most humans and more graceful than any dancer he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered like polished stone, and her eyes glowed faintly in soft blue. She wore a dress that changed colors subtly, reflecting the light around her. Kai could feel the attention of everyone in the room, including hers. When Nira spoke, her voice carried across the hall without effort. She laughed lightly and looked at Kai, a human. She said with a small smirk, "How unusual. Do you even belong here?" The words were like a spark in dry grass. Everyone paused, waiting to see Kai's reaction. Many of the Zorian nobles had already looked at him with curiosity. Some looked amused, some looked doubtful. They expected a timid human who would bow or apologize. Kai, however, did not step back. He smiled. "And yet, here I am," he said calmly. His voice was steady and confident. "I might surprise you. If you give me a chance." A ripple of whispers moved through the crowd. Nira's smirk faltered for a moment. She had expected fear. She had expected a quick apology. Instead, she found herself intrigued. Who was this human who did not bow? Who was this human who met her eyes without fear? Kai moved closer, careful to respect the space around her. "I may be human," he continued, "but humans are clever. We survive by thinking differently, by adapting. You might find we are not as weak as you think." The princess tilted her head, her glowing eyes studying him. The crowd watched, silent and eager. Nira raised one delicate hand and gestured toward the dance floor. "Very well, human. Let us see if your cleverness matches your courage. You may join the festivities, but do not expect any special treatment. You are different." Kai bowed slightly, more in respect than fear. "Different can be an advantage," he said with a quiet confidence. Then he moved onto the dance floor, feeling eyes on him from all sides. The first dance was formal and complex. Alien nobles shifted their bodies in ways Kai could barely imitate. He stumbled slightly at first but adapted quickly. Humans had learned to survive in harsh and unexpected conditions. He used that skill now, moving with precision, thinking 2 steps ahead. He even managed to impress a few Zorians who had doubted him before. Princess Nira watched silently, a faint smile on her lips. She could feel that this human was not like the others. There was something about his confidence, something about the way he carried himself, that made her curious. After the dance, she approached him. "Tell me, human," she said, her voice softer now. "How do you survive in a world that is not yours?" "You must be fragile compared to Zorians," Kai shrugged, keeping his tone light. "Survival is about using what you have, not what you lack. Humans do not rely on strength alone. We rely on ideas, on quick thinking, on courage. You might find that strength comes in many forms." Nira laughed lightly, shaking her head. "You speak boldly. Most humans would cower in my presence. You speak as if you were my equal. Kai met her gaze steadily. I am not your enemy. I am not your servant. I am simply me, a human who believes in what humans can do. That is enough for me. The princess tilted her head, considering him. There was amusement in her eyes. There was also a spark of respect. For the first time, someone had spoken to her without fear or flattery. Kai's words carried truth, and that truth was rare in her world. The crowd slowly returned to their own conversations, leaving Kai and Nira in a quiet bubble of curiosity. She studied him, noting the way he stood tall, the way he smiled without arrogance, the way he seemed entirely at ease in a place that should have intimidated him. You are bold. Human, she said finally. Perhaps you will prove interesting. Perhaps you will even survive here longer than I expect. Kai grinned. I hope I do, princess. I hope I do. As the night continued, Kai mingled, danced, and observed. He noticed how Zorians relied on elegance and power, but humans relied on adaptability and wit. He realized that being underestimated could be an advantage. By the end of the evening, the princess had watched him closely. Kai had survived her subtle tests and had even impressed a few nobles. She was beginning to see that humans were not as weak as she once thought. For Kai, the insult had been only the beginning. The real challenge, the real adventure, had just begun. The morning sun on Zoria painted the palace towers in soft gold. Kai woke in his simple guest quarters, his mind still buzzing from the previous night. The royal ball had been a whirlwind, but the memory of Princess Nira's words lingered. She had called him human like it was an insult, but now he sensed curiosity behind her gaze. He knew the best way to earn respect here was to prove what humans could do. By mid-morning, he was led to the palace courtyard. The space was enormous, filled with gardens, fountains, and alien statues that seemed to move slightly when no one was looking. Princess Nira waited at the far end, surrounded by her royal advisors. Her dress shimmered in the sunlight, and her glowing eyes studied him closely. Kai, she said, her voice calm but firm, you have intrigued me. Most humans would leave after a night of ceremony, but you stayed. That shows persistence. I want to see what you are truly capable of. Kai nodded. I am ready. I will do my best. Nira's expression softened slightly. Good. You will face a series of challenges. You must prove that humans are not weak, that we should respect them, or at least not dismiss them lightly. The first test will be agility. Before Kai could ask questions, a group of Zorian warriors entered. They were tall and fast, with long limbs that moved fluidly. Nira gestured to a set of floating platforms above the garden. The platforms moved in complex patterns, rising and falling, spinning and sliding. Kai's task was to cross them from one end to the other without falling. He studied the platforms carefully. Humans were not naturally strong like Zorians, but they were clever. Kai noticed patterns in the movements. Some platforms moved faster when others slowed. Some shifted diagonally. He calculated each step in his mind and then leaped. The first jump was tricky, but Kai landed with balance. The second required quick thinking. He adjusted his weight and grabbed a handrail at the last moment, swinging himself forward. Gasps echoed from the crowd as Kai navigated the moving platforms. With speed and precision, even some Zorian warriors nodded in surprise. Princess Nira raised her eyebrow, a smile tugging at her lips. Interesting, she murmured. Perhaps humans are more adaptable than I thought. Next came the intelligence challenge. Nira led Kai into a large chamber filled with glowing screens, holograms, and puzzles. Each puzzle represented a different aspect of Zorian knowledge, navigation, engineering, and diplomacy. Kai had to solve them all to progress. He walked carefully among the holograms, observing each problem. One required calculating the correct trajectory to launch a small probe into a distant target. Another needed him to repair a simulated power grid using limited resources. The third involved mediating between two virtual alien species to avoid conflict. Kai focused. He used logic, observation, and creativity for the probe. He calculated angles and speed by watching the holographic test repeatedly. For the power grid, he rearranged the energy flows in an unexpected way. solving it faster than most Zorians could, for diplomacy. He appealed to common interests and fairness, calming the holographic species without showing favoritism. When the last hologram turned green, signaling success, the chamber erupted in applause. Even the palace advisors nodded with approval. Princess Nira's glowing eyes shone brighter. "You think like a human," she said softly. "You do not rely on brute strength alone. That is admirable." Kai smiled, keeping his tone modest. "Strength comes in many forms. Humans survive by using the mind as much as the body. The final test was the most dangerous." Nira led Kai to the edge of a canyon that stretched below the palace. Floating platforms hovered above the deep chasm. Zorian warriors demonstrated how to cross the canyon using energy harnesses and balance tools. Kai felt a flicker of nervousness, but he controlled it. Humans could fear danger and still act carefully. He observed the platforms and the currents of wind that swirled through the canyon. Then he stepped forward. Each jump tested his precision. The platforms tilted and shifted unexpectedly. Kai's body moved quickly, adjusting his weight and timing with careful calculation. At one point, a gust of wind nearly threw him off balance. He reacted instinctively, grabbing a support rail and swinging to safety. Halfway across, a platform moved faster than expected. Kai ran, leaped, and landed perfectly. Feeling a rush of triumph, the final jump was long, requiring him to trust his instincts. He propelled himself forward, catching the edge of the last platform. He had crossed the canyon successfully. The crowd cheered loudly. Even the Zorian warriors clapped. Acknowledging his skill, Princess Nira stood at the other end, her expression a mix of surprise and admiration. She had expected some clever moves, but not this level of composure and courage. "You have passed the tests," she said, her voice firm but warm. "You have shown agility, intelligence, and bravery. You are unlike any human I have ever met." Kai bowed slightly. "Thank you, Princess. I only did what humans do best. We adapt, we think, and we face challenges without fear." Nira studied him for a long moment. "You speak boldly, human. I underestimated you. Perhaps I was wrong to mock your species. Perhaps humans deserve more respect than I believed." Kai smiled quietly. "Respect is earned through action, not words. I am glad to have shown you what humans can do." As the sun set over the palace, the courtyard glowed in warm light. Kai had not only proven himself in the tests, but had also begun to shift the perception of humans. In the eyes of the Zorians, Princess Nira walked beside him, her curiosity now genuine. "This is only the beginning," she said, her voice thoughtful. "There are more trials, more lessons. You may find Zoria is not as easy to conquer with cleverness alone." Kai laughed softly. "I am ready. Humans survive by facing challenges, not avoiding them." The two walked together toward the palace, the crowd dispersing around them. The princess's admiration for Kai was growing, even if she did not fully admit it yet. She realized that humans, though smaller and seemingly fragile, possessed qualities that her people had overlooked: ingenuity, courage, and determination. Kai knew the next steps would be harder. He also knew that with each challenge, humans could prove themselves in ways that words alone could never express. The game was just beginning, and he was ready to face it with confidence and wit. Tonight, the palace would remember a human who dared to face a princess and emerge not as a weak outsider, but as a contender worthy of respect. The next morning, Kai woke to the soft light of Zoria's twin suns spilling through the tall crystal windows. He stretched and looked out over the city below, feeling a sense of determination. The palace courtyard would once again become the arena for a challenge. Princess Nira had promised more tests, and this time they would involve her finest warriors. Kai walked toward the courtyard, his steps confident. The gardens were alive with the colors of alien flowers, and fountains of glowing water arched gracefully into the air. The Zorian nobles and advisors had gathered already, forming a semicircle around the training grounds. The princess stood at the center, her glowing eyes fixed on him with anticipation. "Human," she said, her voice calm but carrying a spark of challenge. "Today you face my champions. They are skilled, Strong and experienced, you must show that humans can hold their own against the best Zoria has to offer. Kai bowed slightly. I will do my best, Princess. I am ready. The first champion stepped forward, tall and lithe, with long limbs and glowing patterns on their skin. They moved with precision and speed. Kai observed carefully. Humans were not naturally as fast or strong as Zorians, but they could outthink opponents. He smiled to himself. This would be a test of strategy as much as skill. The battle began with a simple duel. The champion lunged forward, arms extended in a swift attack. Kai dodged. Stepping lightly to the side, he noticed the champion repeated certain moves in a pattern. Using that observation, he countered with precise strikes and movements, forcing the champion to step back. The crowd watched silently, fascinated. Humans were small and unfamiliar, yet Kai moved with agility and intelligence. With careful timing, he used his environment to his advantage, ducking behind pillars and using the shifting light to confuse his opponent. Finally, with a clever feint and a swift movement, he disarmed the champion, winning the first duel. Princess Nira's eyebrows lifted slightly. Impressive, she said quietly. He is clever. He sees patterns quickly and adapts. Perhaps humans are not so simple after all. The second challenge was a team match. Two more Zorian champions approached, moving with synchronized grace. Kai stood ready, thinking quickly. He could not rely on strength. He had to use strategy, observation, and speed. The battle began. The champions moved in perfect coordination, attempting to corner Kai. He observed their rhythm and anticipated their attacks, using quick side steps and small, precise movements. He kept them from landing a decisive strike. Then he lured them toward a shallow fountain. The water reflected light in unexpected ways, momentarily blinding the champions. Kai seized the opportunity, striking at weak points in their stance, and scored a victory again. The audience gasped in surprise. Humans had been underestimated, and now their cleverness could no longer be ignored. Even some of the advisors whispered among themselves, impressed by Kai's skill. Princess Nira stepped closer. You have shown skill in both single and team combat. That is rare, even for Zorians. Humans are indeed resourceful. Kai nodded respectfully. Humans survive by adapting, Princess. We use what we have, even if it seems less powerful at first. Strength is more than muscle. It is courage, creativity, and quick thinking. The final round was the most difficult. The champion chosen was the fastest and strongest of them all. They moved with speed that Kai could barely match and strength that could overpower him in a single strike. The duel began, and Kai felt the pressure immediately. The champion attacked with rapid strikes. Testing Kai's reactions, Kai dodged, blocked, and used the environment around him. He noticed small flaws in the champion's technique. A repeated motion, a slight overreach, a predictable pattern, using observation and patience. Kai waited for the perfect moment. That moment came when the champion overextended. Kai ducked, rolled forward, and used a low sweeping motion to unbalance the opponent. The champion stumbled, giving Kai a chance to tap their shoulder, signaling victory according to Zorian tradition. The crowd erupted in cheers. Even the nobles could not hide their astonishment. Princess Nira's glowing eyes widened slightly. She had expected Kai to be clever, but not this skillful and composed under pressure. You have done what few could, she said, her voice carrying admiration. You have defeated my champions not through raw strength, but through intelligence and courage. That is the mark of true skill. Kai smiled, catching his breath. Thank you, Princess. I have only done what humans do best. We survive by thinking, by observing, and by acting with courage. The princess studied him for a long moment. She had expected a human to falter under pressure, to rely on strength they did not have. Instead, Kai had proven that humans could compete through ingenuity. Her respect for him grew, though she did not fully admit it aloud. You may be small, human, she said finally, but you are not weak. You have earned your place here, at least for now. I underestimated your species, and I see now that humans have qualities even we Zorians do not fully appreciate. Kai bowed slightly. It is an honor to earn your respect, Princess. I hope humans and Zorians can learn from each other in the future. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the courtyard, Kai felt a sense of accomplishment. He had faced some of the strongest warriors on Zoria and had succeeded. More importantly, he had begun to change the perception of humans on this planet. Princess Nira walked beside him as they left the training grounds. Her demeanor had shifted from amusement to genuine curiosity and respect. You are more than I expected, Kai. I wonder how far your human ingenuity can take you. Kai laughed softly. We humans face challenges every day. We adapt, we learn, and we find ways to survive. That is how we grow stronger. The princess considered his words carefully. Perhaps humans are not only clever, but courageous in ways I cannot yet fully understand. I will watch you closely, human, and see what else you are capable of. Kai nodded. I welcome the challenge, Princess. Every day is an opportunity to prove ourselves. The crowd slowly dispersed, leaving the two of them in the quiet courtyard. Kai had earned victory, not only over the champions, but also in the eyes of many who had doubted him. Princess Nira's admiration, subtle but growing, was perhaps the most important acknowledgement of all. Kai knew the challenges ahead would be even greater. Yet he felt confident. He was human, and humans thrived by overcoming obstacles that seemed impossible. Tonight, he had proven that size, strength, and appearance were not the only measures of power. Intelligence, courage, and quick thinking were equally, if not more, important. As night fell over Zoria, the palace glowed under the twin moons. Kai looked at the sky, feeling a sense of anticipation. The journey had only begun, and he was ready to continue showing the galaxy what humans could achieve. The morning light on Zoria bathed the palace in a warm golden glow. Kai walked through the quiet corridors, his steps echoing softly against the crystal floors. After his victories against the champions, the atmosphere around him had shifted. Nobles and advisors whispered his name with curiosity and respect. Even the princess's glance now carried a subtle warmth. Princess Nira awaited him in the palace gardens. The gardens were a marvel, with glowing plants that swayed as if alive and fountains that sparkled in the sunlight. The scent of alien flowers filled the air. Kai approached her, his expression calm but eager. You have done well, Kai, Nira said, her voice softer than usual. You proved skill, courage, and intelligence. Yet there is more to leadership than defeating warriors. I want to see how humans handle unpredictability. Kai tilted his head. I have faced challenges before. I am ready for this one too. Nira smiled faintly. Good, come with me. She led him to a section of the garden he had not seen before. Here, the paths twisted in confusing patterns, and strange alien devices floated midair, humming softly. The task seemed simple at first: repair a device that controlled the garden's artificial climate. Yet, it was clearly designed to be tricky. Kai examined the device carefully. Its structure was unfamiliar. With glowing nodes and twisting circuits, a wrong move could shut down the garden entirely. Humans were not naturally attuned to alien technology, but they could think creatively. He studied the device, testing how each part responded to touch. Nira watched silently, curious. Most humans would panic or fail. Kai, however, moved with confidence. He traced patterns, made careful adjustments, and experimented with small changes. After several precise movements, the device hummed steadily, and the garden lights brightened, revealing colors more vivid than before. Well done, Nira said, her glowing eyes showing admiration. You think differently. Most would approach this with force or guesswork. You use observation and care. That is rare. Kai smiled. Humans survive by noticing details others might miss. We learn quickly from what we observe. Nira studied him closely. I am beginning to see that humans have qualities my people often overlook. Courage and intelligence are not always linked to size or strength. After the success, Nira invited Kai to walk with her through the rest of the gardens. The paths curved around crystal ponds and alien trees. Birds with iridescent feathers glided above, and Kai marveled at their beauty. For a moment, he forgot the challenges and victories. He simply enjoyed the peacefulness of the place. You are different from what I expected, Nira said quietly. Most humans are either timid or reckless. You are neither. You are careful, yet bold, observant, yet willing to act. How did you learn these traits? Kai thought for a moment. We humans survive in a world that can be unpredictable. We face challenges every day. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed, but we learn from each experience. I suppose I carry that with me wherever I go. Nira nodded thoughtfully. Perhaps that is why you can face my champions and my tests. You do not rely on brute force. You rely on understanding and cleverness. As they walked, they came upon a small pond filled with glowing fish. The water shimmered with soft blue light. One fish leapt from the pond, landing on a platform too high for Kai to reach. Without hesitation, he crafted a small lever from a nearby branch and carefully lifted the fish back into the water. Nira's glowing eyes widened slightly. You think quickly, she said, impressed. Even small actions can show intelligence and care. Humans seem to notice things others ignore. Kai shrugged lightly. It is what we do. Every detail can matter. Sometimes the smallest action can change everything. The princess remained silent for a moment, watching him. She realized that Kai's confidence was not arrogance. His cleverness was paired with humility. Most visitors to Zoria would act proud or boastful after winning against the champions. Kai remained grounded, respectful, and thoughtful. You make me reconsider humans. Nira said finally, I used to see your species as fragile, but you prove that strength comes in many forms. Perhaps humans have more to offer than I imagined. Kai smiled. Respect is earned, princess. Humans have many strengths, but we must show them in action. Words alone are not enough. They continued their walk through the gardens, talking about many things. Nira shared stories of her planet, her people, and the challenges of ruling a world full of diverse beings. Kai listened carefully, offering insights when appropriate. He told her about Earth, humans, and the challenges they faced on their own planet. Nira found his perspective refreshing and honest. As the day went on, their conversation deepened. They discussed leadership, courage, and the meaning of respect. Nira discovered that Kai was not only clever and brave, but also thoughtful and insightful. His answers were never boastful. He simply spoke with honesty, and that honesty impressed her more than any victory in the arena could. By evening, they had returned to a quiet courtyard. The twin moons of Zoria rose in the sky, casting a soft glow over the palace. The fountains sparkled in their light, and the air carried the scent of night-blooming flowers. Nira turned to Kai. You have changed my view, Kai, she said softly. I expected a human to be weak or reckless. Instead, I find someone who is clever, courageous, and thoughtful. That is remarkable. Kai bowed slightly. Thank you, princess. I am glad to have shown that humans have qualities worth noticing. For the first time, Nira smiled fully. There was no challenge in her expression now, only genuine curiosity and respect. Kai felt a sense of connection growing between them. He had not only survived tests and battles, but had begun to earn the trust and admiration of someone important on Zoria. As they parted for the evening, Nira glanced back at him. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, she said. But I look forward to seeing what you will do next. Kai nodded. I will be ready. Humans thrive on challenges. Princess, we face them and learn from them. That is how we grow stronger. Walking back to his quarters, Kai felt a sense of calm determination. The bond with the princess, subtle though it was, gave him a new motivation. He realized that earning respect was not only about skill, but also about understanding, patience, and showing one's true character. Tonight, Kai had not only proven his abilities, but had also begun to form a connection with Princess Nira, one that might grow into something greater than victory in any challenge or duel, one that might change the way humans were seen on Zoria forever. The palace shimmered under the twin moons, reflecting the promise of new beginnings. Kai knew that the journey ahead would test him in ways he could not yet imagine. Yet he was ready. He was human, and humans thrive by facing challenges and growing stronger with each one. The morning on Zoria began quietly, with twin suns casting soft light across the palace gardens. Kai walked through the halls, reflecting on the growing bond he shared with Princess Nira. He had proven his skill and cleverness, and he had earned her respect. Yet, he knew the challenges of Zoria were far from over. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the palace, red lights flashed across the corridors, and a deep, resonant sound shook the walls. Kai's heart quickened. Something was wrong. Princess Nira appeared at the top of the main hall staircase, her expression serious. Kai, she said urgently, we have a problem. A rogue fleet of alien ships has entered our sector. They are attacking nearby colonies and will reach Zoria soon. We must act quickly to protect the city and our people. Kai nodded. Show me the situation. Nira led him to a large viewing chamber. Holographic screens displayed the incoming fleet. The ships were massive, sleek, and armed with advanced weaponry. Zorian defenses were strong, but the fleet was large and aggressive. The palace advisors were already discussing strategies, but Kai noticed confusion in their plans. Kai stepped forward. We need to think beyond brute force. Humans often face challenges where we are outnumbered or outgunned. The key is to use creativity and strategy. Nira studied him, her glowing eyes showing trust and curiosity. What do you suggest, human? Kai pointed to a section of the fleet that was approaching more slowly. We can use that. Create decoys to distract them, channeling them into traps we set around the city. Use speed and unpredictability to our advantage. Nira nodded quickly. Very well. I will assign the guards and engineers to your plan. Lead them, Kai, within minutes. Kai coordinated with the palace engineers and Zorian warriors. He explained his ideas clearly, emphasizing clever use of resources. Some engineers were skeptical, but Kai's confidence inspired them. Together, they moved to set up decoys, reposition defensive drones, and prepare emergency energy barriers. As the alien fleet approached, the sky over Zoria darkened with massive ships. Citizens hurried to safe zones, and the palace guards took their positions. Kai remained calm, analyzing every movement of the enemy ships. He noticed patterns in their approach, tiny behaviors that indicated weaknesses in their formation. Now, he commanded, activate the decoys. Holographic ships rose into the sky, mimicking Zorian vessels. The enemy fleet reacted instantly, shifting toward the decoys. Energy barriers and automated defenses followed Kai's plan, catching the attackers in unexpected zones. Explosions and flashes filled the sky, but the city remained mostly safe. Princess Nira watched from the palace balcony. He is clever, she whispered to an advisor. He is saving us with strategy rather than force. Humans are remarkable. Kai did not pause. He directed teams to repair damaged drones, reposition defensive turrets, and use the natural terrain to slow the enemy. His mind worked quickly, calculating risks and opportunities. Every action had purpose. Every decision counted. One massive alien ship broke through the first line of defense. Heading straight for the palace, Kai grabbed a control panel and activated a gravitational trap. The ship slowed, wobbling as it became trapped in a sudden field of distorted gravity. The Zorian warriors took advantage, disabling the ship safely. The crowd of advisors and nobles erupted in cheers. Even the palace guards were amazed at Kai's quick thinking. Princess Nira's eyes glowed with pride. She realized that Kai's human ingenuity had saved countless lives today. After hours of tense maneuvering, the alien fleet retreated. Zoria was safe. The citizens emerged from shelters, cheering for their defenders. Kai stood in the palace courtyard, tired but triumphant. The sun reflected off the crystal towers, casting long shadows that highlighted the calm after the storm. Nira approached him, her expression warm. Kai, you have done more than I could have imagined. You faced danger without hesitation. You organized our defenses, predicted enemy moves, and protected our people. You are a hero, not only to me, but to all of Zoria. Kai shook his head modestly. I only used what humans do best, Princess. We survive by thinking quickly, adapting, and facing danger with courage. Today was just another challenge. Nira smiled fully now, admiration clear in her glowing eyes. You are extraordinary, Kai. I underestimated humans, and you have shown me how remarkable your species truly is. I am grateful to have you here, not only as a guest but as a protector. The palace advisors and guards came forward, offering thanks and congratulations. Even the citizens who had watched from a distance cheered for the human who had helped save their city. Kai felt a sense of pride, not from personal glory, but from knowing that humans could make a real difference in the galaxy. As night fell, Zoria shimmered under the twin moons. Kai and Nira walked together through the quiet gardens, the fountains glowing softly in the moonlight. The crisis had bonded them further, creating mutual respect and understanding. You were amazing today, Nira said quietly. I have never seen anyone handle a crisis with such calm and creativity. Humans may be small, but you are stronger than many I know. Kai smiled. Strength comes in many forms, princess. Today it was courage, planning, and quick thinking. That is what humans rely on. Nira looked at him thoughtfully. You have changed the way I see your species. I hope this is only the beginning. There is much the galaxy could learn from humans if we give them the chance. Kai nodded. I hope so too. Humans may seem ordinary, but we have a lot to offer. Today was just one example. The night air was peaceful, filled with the scent of glowing flowers and the soft sound of water from the fountains. Kai felt a sense of purpose. He had faced danger, solved problems, and earned the respect of an entire planet. More challenges awaited, but he was ready. Humans thrived on challenges, and each one made them stronger. Princess Nira looked at him and smiled. Tomorrow, we face new trials. But today you have proven yourself more than I could have imagined. I am proud to call you an ally. Kai bowed slightly, a quiet smile on his face. I'm honored. Princess, I will continue to show what humans can do. For the first time, Kai realized that humans could inspire respect across the stars. They could show courage, ingenuity, and resourcefulness even among the most advanced alien civilizations. The crisis had tested him, but it had also proven that humans were more than capable. Zoria was safe. The princess was impressed, and Kai had earned a place in the hearts of those who had doubted humans before. He knew the journey was far from over, but he also knew that he and Princess Nira had formed a bond stronger than any challenge. Together, they could face whatever the galaxy had in store. The morning after the crisis, Zoria was alive with activity. Citizens moved through the streets with relief and joy, celebrating their safety. News of Kai's ingenuity and bravery had spread quickly. Nobles and advisors discussed him with a mixture of astonishment and admiration. Even the palace guards who had witnessed the battle spoke of the human who had turned the tide of the attack. Kai walked through the halls of the palace, feeling a mixture of pride and humility. The challenges had tested him, but he had proven what humans were capable of. He did not seek glory. His goal had been to protect, to act, and to show courage in action. The recognition that followed was welcome, but secondary to the satisfaction of a job well done. Princess Nira awaited him in the central courtyard. She stood tall, her eyes glowing faintly with warmth and admiration. The courtyard had been decorated for a ceremony. Colorful banners fluttered in the light breeze, and the citizens of Zoria lined the paths, eager to see the human who had saved their planet. Kai, she said, her voice carrying across the courtyard, today we honor your actions. You faced danger, organized our defenses, and protected our people when all seemed lost. You have shown that humans are capable of remarkable things. Kai bowed respectfully. Thank you, Princess. I only did what humans do best. We face challenges, adapt, and work together to overcome them. I'm glad I could help. Nira stepped forward, holding a ceremonial sash that shimmered with soft blue light. She placed it across Kai's shoulders, signifying his bravery and contribution. This is a symbol of honor in Zoria, she said. It is rare for a visitor to receive it. Rarer still for a human. You have earned it, Kai, not through words, but through action. The citizens cheered loudly. Kai looked at their faces and felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Humans were often underestimated, and yet here he was. A single human showing that courage, intelligence, and quick thinking could rival even the strongest Zorians. Today, humans are seen differently, Nira said softly, her voice filled with meaning. Because of you, many will reconsider their assumptions. Your actions speak louder than any argument I could make. You have changed how humans are viewed on Zoria. Kai nodded. Humans grow stronger by facing challenges. Princess, what matters is not how others see us, but how we act when it counts. Respect is earned by deeds, not appearances. The ceremony continued as the princess addressed the crowd. People of Zoria, let us honor Kai, a human, for his courage and cleverness today. He has shown that strength comes in many forms. Let his actions inspire all of us to value intelligence, creativity, and bravery, regardless of where it comes from. The crowd erupted in applause once again. Kai felt a warm sense of pride, not from personal recognition, but from the knowledge that humans had made a lasting impression on an alien civilization. The respect of Princess Nira and the people of Zoria meant more than titles or awards. After the ceremony, Nira led Kai to a quieter part of the palace gardens. The fountains glowed softly, and alien flowers shimmered in the afternoon sun. For a moment, they walked without speaking, enjoying the calm after the recent crisis. You have proven yourself in ways I never expected, Nira said finally. Not only in skill, but in character. Humans are capable of remarkable qualities. Qualities I underestimated. I'm grateful to have met you, Kai. Kai smiled humbly. Thank you, Princess. I am honored by your words. Humans have much to offer, and today was an opportunity to show that. I hope it encourages others to see us differently. Nira looked at him thoughtfully. It already has. You have inspired respect, trust, and admiration. That is rare, even among Zorians. You have not only saved our city, but shown the value of your species. Kai felt a deep sense of connection with her. Their bond had grown steadily through challenges, victories, and shared experiences. He realized that admiration and respect could become a foundation for deeper understanding between humans and Zorians. You have also inspired me, Kai, Nira said softly. I have learned that strength is not only physical. Courage, cleverness, and quick thinking can be just as powerful. I will remember this lesson. Kai nodded. Humans thrive on challenges. We learn, adapt, and grow stronger each time, perhaps. Your people can benefit from seeing this as well. The princess smiled fully, her glowing eyes reflecting sincerity. I will make sure they do. Today, Kai, you have left a mark on Zoria that will not be forgotten. You have proven that humans deserve not only respect but trust. That is a rare gift. As the sun began to set, casting golden light across the palace gardens, Kai and Nira stood side by side. The citizens of Zoria had returned to their homes, carrying stories of the human who had helped save their world. The palace shimmered in the evening light, a symbol of safety, resilience, and newfound understanding. Kai felt a quiet pride. He had faced challenges, solved problems, and earned the admiration of a civilization far beyond his own. The journey had not been easy, but it had proven that humans, though often underestimated, could achieve remarkable things through intelligence, courage, and determination. Princess Nira looked at him once more. Kai, the galaxy is wide and full of challenges. You have shown that humans can face them with courage and cleverness. I hope this is only the beginning of what we can achieve together. Kai bowed slightly. I am ready for whatever comes next. Princess, humans thrive on challenges, and we are always eager to learn and grow stronger. Nira nodded, a smile playing on her lips. Then we will face the future together, human. You have earned not only recognition, but my trust and admiration. That is rare indeed. As the stars began to twinkle above Zoria, Kai realized that humans could inspire respect anywhere in the galaxy. He had proven that size, appearance, and origin mattered less than courage, intelligence, and character. Today, humans were no longer seen as weak or fragile. They were seen as capable, resourceful, and courageous. The palace glowed under the night sky, and Kai knew that his journey was far from over. More challenges awaited, but he felt confident. He was human, and humans thrive by facing difficulties, learning from them, and growing stronger each time. With Princess Nera at his side, Kai understood that respect and trust could open doors to new alliances, new friendships, and new opportunities. Together, they could face the galaxy with courage, cleverness, and determination. The days following the crisis were filled with activity and celebration. Zoria was alive with gratitude and relief. Citizens praised the bravery of the palace defenders, and tales of Kai's cleverness and courage spread through every district. Even nobles who had once doubted humans now spoke of their admiration. Kai had not only proven himself in battle, but had reshaped how humans were seen across the planet. Princess Nera invited Kai to walk with her through the palace gardens once again. The twin moons of Zoria hung low in the sky, casting a soft, silver glow over the glowing flowers and shimmering fountains. The air was cool, filled with the scent of night-blooming blossoms. "You have done more than I could have imagined, Kai," Nera said, her voice quiet but full of warmth. "You have earned respect, admiration, and trust. You have shown that humans can rise to challenges that even the strongest Zorians would struggle." With Kai smiled humbly. "Thank you, Princess. I only acted as humans do. We face challenges, adapt, and find solutions. We survive by thinking, learning, and helping those around us." Nera studied him closely. "I underestimated your species. I thought humans were fragile, limited, and easily overwhelmed. But you have proven otherwise. Your courage, intelligence, and care have earned not only my respect but my admiration as well." Kai felt a quiet warmth in her words. He had fought battles, solved crises, and earned recognition, but this acknowledgement felt different. It was personal, sincere, and meaningful. "You have changed, Zoria," Nera continued. "People now see humans in a new light. Your actions will be remembered for generations. You have shown that strength comes not only from size or power, but from courage, cleverness, and character." Kai looked at the glowing fountains and alien flowers. "It is an honor to help. Humans often seem ordinary to others, but we have the ability to make a real difference. I am glad I could show that here." Nera reached out, placing a hand gently on his arm. "Kai, more than that, you have shown me something important. Humans are capable of qualities that I had never considered. You have patience, insight, and compassion. You inspire trust and admiration through your actions and your character." Kai bowed slightly, feeling a deep sense of connection. "Thank you, Princess. Your words mean a great deal. Respect is earned, and I am glad to have had the opportunity to earn yours." They walked together in silence for a few moments, enjoying the calm night. The palace glowed softly under the twin moons, and the city below reflected the peaceful sky. The bond between them had grown stronger, formed through challenges, victories, and shared experiences. "You know," Nera said finally, "I think humans can teach Zorians something important. You do not rely on strength alone. You face problems with courage, intelligence, and creativity. That is a lesson my people can learn." Kai smiled. "Perhaps. Humans often succeed by thinking differently, by noticing what others miss, and by taking risks when needed. We learn from each challenge and grow stronger. Maybe Zorians can learn from that too." Nera's eyes glowed warmly. "I believe they will, and I believe we will face many challenges together. With your guidance and courage, humans and Zorians can build something remarkable." Kai nodded. "I am ready, Princess. Together, we can face whatever the galaxy holds. Humans thrive on challenges, and each one makes us stronger. With trust and teamwork, there's little we cannot accomplish." The night air was filled with the gentle hum of alien insects and the soft trickle of fountains. Kai and Nera continued to walk through the gardens, sharing stories and thoughts. They discussed plans for the future, ways to strengthen alliances, and the importance of cooperation between humans and Zorians. "You have become more than a visitor, Kai," Nera said. "You have become a symbol of courage, intelligence, and the potential of humans. Your presence here changes how we see your species forever." Kai felt a sense of pride, tempered with humility. "I hope my actions inspire others. to see humans for what we truly are, not weak, not ordinary, but capable of great things. Today we have shown what is possible when courage and intelligence guide us. Nira stopped and looked at him, her eyes soft and glowing. Kai, I want you to know that you are not only admired for what you have done, but respected for who you are. You carry qualities that inspire, guide, and encourage. That is rare, even among Zorians. Kai bowed slightly. Thank you, Princess. That means more than any title or reward. Respect and trust are the greatest honors a human can receive. They stood together under the twin moons, the palace glowing behind them. The city of Zoria slept peacefully, safe because of Kai's courage, intelligence, and leadership. The bond between Kai and Nira had grown into something extraordinary built on mutual respect, shared experiences, and the knowledge that humans and Zorians could achieve greatness together. You have changed my life, Kai, Nira said softly, and perhaps, in turn, you will help change the galaxy's view of humans. I am proud to call you an ally, a friend, and someone I trust. Kai smiled, feeling the weight of her words. I am honored, Princess. Together, humans and Zorians can face challenges, protect what is important, and show that courage and intelligence matter above all else. Nira nodded. Yes, together. We will build a future where humans and Zorians respect each other, trust each other, and work side by side. Today, you have proven that humans are more than capable. Tomorrow, we will show what we can achieve together. The stars above Zoria twinkled brightly, reflecting in the glowing fountains and crystal structures of the palace. Kai looked up, feeling hope and determination. He had faced challenges, solved crises, and earned respect across a galaxy far from his home. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were recognized for their courage, intelligence, and resilience. Princess Nira stood beside him, her hand resting lightly on his arm. Together, they watched the night sky, knowing that the journey ahead was full of promise. The bond they had formed would guide them through future trials, inspire others, and change perceptions across the galaxy. Kai felt a quiet confidence. Humans thrived on challenges, and they grew stronger with each test, with Princess Nira at his side. He knew that anything was possible. Together, they could face the unknown, protect what mattered, and inspire respect and admiration wherever they went. The night was calm, the city was safe, and the bond between human and princess had been sealed by courage, intelligence, and trust. Kai had proven that humans could shine in even the most challenging worlds, and Zoria would never forget the day a human became more than a guest. He became a hero, a trusted ally, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve.